NHADCH 22.1. Such an unexpected event happened the other day, but I still have everything under control. After graduating from the local school, I remain in the village and help my father in his tasks as the lord of this territory. The chaotic New Year's party, which all our relatives will be attending, is drawing near, but Leon's father says that I don't have to force myself to come. This makes me feel extremely happy. For me, welcoming an endless stream of guests together with everyone in the mansion, and for the entire duration of the holiday too, equates to several days of nightmare. It's super tiring, and I have no right to refuse. But this year is different. I get to escape that nightmare. Why? That's why I came to the church today. And I've been here since morning. Even though today's a Friday, that's no problem at all. The New Year's holiday lasts for a week. And when I checked Big Brother Al's part-time job schedule investigation, for his schedule for the holidays, it seems like he has a shift at Canal's bar for the whole day. Lucky me. With a massive surge of customers every year-end, this period is the busiest but most profitable time for bars. Many shops also extend their working hours during the new year until later in the night or even until early morning. Because there aren't any more carriages roaming around after the bar's closing time, Alfred plans on staying the night at the bar and returning home the next day. Alfred won't be in the church for the entire day, and he won't return until tomorrow noon. That means Alfred's room will be empty today. After confirming that, I decide to stay overnight in the church. After all, he gave me permission to freely use his room when he's not there. Moreover, 5 relatives of Leon's mother, 3 friends of Leon's brother, and 4 colleagues of Leon's father will be staying in the mansion for 3 days and 2 nights. If I accidentally encounter them in the mansion, they will surely detain me and babble all night long. So to stay away from the mansion, I talk to Leon's father about spending a night at the church. And he agrees while holding back his tears. I'm happy that he allowed it, but why is he crying? As I wonder to myself, Leon's father pats my shoulder. If you feel more at ease in the church, then. Complex emotions rise within me. I want to correct him. I really want to. My body hasn't turned into a tattered rag. I can still become a groom. Or bride. Why did I mention bride? Anyway, I have the urge to insist that I still have a pure body, but I fight it as much as I can. Ever since that incident, Leon's father hasn't forced me to do anything unreasonable and lets me do whatever I want. This means I can act more freely. I do think it'll be better for me to not reveal what really happened, but I'm still not sure how to feel about it. Currently, my father, Loendl, and I are the only people in the mansion who know anything about this incident. With his index finger in front of his mouth, Loendl tells us to keep this a secret from Leon's mother and brother. That's probably for the better. I want at least Loendl to know the full details, but when our eyes meet, he gives me a wink. I suspect he already knows the truth. As expected of a capable butler like him. The extensiveness of his information network can't be underestimated. Well, fine. In any case, I'm free today. I neither have to be mindful of my actions nor of anyone's gazes. I can do whatever I want for the whole day. Hooray for freedom. In high spirits, I quickly pack the personal items for my overnight stay at the church and leave the mansion. Omega. In the church's kitchen, I help Marie prepare dinner. Today's menu is cream stew with vegetables and thickly sliced bacon. As Marie stirs the stew in the stockpot with a ladle, she flashes me a smile, her expression softening. Hee, you look like you're having fun, Leanne Sama. I return her smile in the midst of slicing cucumbers for the salad. I am. I've declared today my rest day. That's great. Leanne Sama is the type to work himself to the bone. If you don't take a break every once in a while, you may eventually collapse from exhaustion. Is that so? Yes. Please make sure to rest when you have to. Okay, I'll be more careful. Marie stares at me before laughter spills from her lips. Anyway, Leanne Sama is quite the skilled cook. You seem very used to cooking. I don't think I'm that good. And I'm used to cooking because I mostly make my own meals at home. Oh my, really? Yeah, it's because my parents worked until late at night and my grandpa had trouble with his feet. It's also cheaper to make my own meals. Besides, I don't mind cooking. I can also make whatever I want to eat. So that was how you lived in your world. Marie's smile becomes somewhat strained. Seeing her worried about my past life, I smile wryly. I've never been bothered by it anyway. I had already told Marie that I wasn't the real Lian but another person called now Osaka, whom the goddess had summoned from another world as her helper. Marie's eyes had revealed perplexity at the beginning, but she still said that she believed me with a serious face. Not a word escaping her lips, she had continued to listen to my crazy story, occasionally nodding, until I finished. Did she know just how much stress I'd released after telling her all this? When she had asked me whether I felt lonely, I answered that it was all right since I no longer had any relatives. That brought her into a heavy bout of tears. She didn't have to cry, though. I really was fine. After years of living in this peaceful village, I've come to find it a good thing that I was summoned. That the goddess did not choose another person. For someone unwilling to leave their loved ones, and whose loved ones would have mourned the death, living alone in a different world for 6 years and not knowing when they can return should be tremendously painful. It'd be very hard. For themselves and the people they left behind. Missing each other, feeling homesick, some people probably can't endure it. In that aspect, my family and my pet dog have already died. I also don't have a lot of friends since I'm not good at socializing. Even if I disappear, nobody in that world will worry and pray for my return. Being the one summoned may not be a bad thing. In fact, I'm glad I was chosen. Even if I can't go back to my original world, I don't mind. It doesn't make a difference anyway. I'll be alone wherever I live. The goddess's selection is truly spot on. Marie-sama, I know more people in this world than in the other world, you know. Oh my. Yeah. You, the kids, Alfred, the Owens, the people who work in the mansion, my classmates, my sword teacher, the villagers, the uncle at the tea house, and the auntie at the confectionery store. That's why I'm starting to think about staying in this world. Lian-sama. I flash Marie another smile. I really do think that way. How great it would be to stay in this village for the rest of my life. If I ever meet the goddess again, I'm considering to request to remain in this world. But for that to have a chance of happening, I must survive and overcome the incoming disaster. Marie's cheeks grow flushed as her smile deepens. Then, you don't feel lonely anymore. Yes. All thanks to Marie-sama and everyone else. Really. I'm so glad to hear that. Marie covers her face with her hands, tears running down her cheeks. Marie-sama, there's no need to cry. I'm just so happy. The happiest I've ever been. Because of us, you were brought to this world with a great responsibility placed on your shoulders. Yet you still have the heart to forgive us and even care for us. That's no big deal. Even as tears are still streaming down Marie's face, she gives a smile and shakes her head. Thank you for your compassion. For watching over us, guiding us, and protecting us. I'm especially grateful for your protectiveness towards Alfred. That boy doesn't even realize how lonely he is. Marie-sama, about that, I'm also. If you continue to stay by his side, Alfred will. Suddenly, there's a faint smell of something burning. As I look around for the source of the smell, I notice the stew starting to spill out of the pot. Marie-sama. The stew. It's overflowing. Oh no. We rush to turn off the fire, before simultaneously heaving a sigh. Upon checking the condition of the stew, I find that only the contents at the bottom seem slightly burned. There's a smoky smell to the stew now, but it should still be edible. That was dangerous. Agreed. Talking while cooking is fun, but we have to be more attentive. Thankfully, the stew is still good. The kids would have scolded us if it wasn't. Yeah. Marie and I share a look and laugh. NHADCH 22.2. After eating dinner with Marie and the kids in the dining room, we make our way to the chapel together for the night worship. Afterwards, the kids ask me to read and picture books, so we head to the large room that acted as a bedroom for 10 or so of them. The slightly older kids, who attend school in the village, seem to want to join us. As I call out to them, they blush shyly and approach us. No matter the world, storytelling with picture books is very popular with children. Once we reach the point where the adventurer rescues the princess from the clutches of the evil dragon, the small kids start rubbing their eyes and dozing off. It's a natural result, even though it's the most exciting part of the story. I call it a night and decide to resume the story the next time. Bedtime at the church is very early. Quite opposite to my messy sleeping schedule where I'd stay up until midnight, theirs is more healthy, since they wake up and sleep early. Marie tells me to be careful since today is freezing, and hands me a metal elliptic container filled with hot water, a towel wrapped around it to prevent it from burning my hands. It's a hot water bottle. As I was still reading the picture book, Marie came into the room and put the same thing near the kids' beds. It seems like she also prepared my share. Thank you very much. Alfred's room is bare, as usual. It's similar to a cabin. I laughed before noticing that today, the room seems like it's lived in. The books he borrowed from the library are on his desk, as well as the goods from the part-time job I asked him to do. I wonder if Alfred is currently being worked hard by the owner's wife at that lively bar downtown. After dimming the light of the desk lamp, I push the hot water bottle under the bed and slither inside the blanket. The bed sheets, quilt and blanket have a sunny smell. It's my favorite scent, which brings me relief. My feet are also warm and comfortable. I lie down sideways and immediately fall asleep. Someone pulls off the quilt, and a cold breeze rushes over me. I stir awake, shivering. So cold. What kind of brat did this, even though I was so warm inside the bed? I struggle to open my eyelids, and manage to catch a blond man about to slither inside the blanket without asking for permission. He's wearing what seems to be pajamas, simple indigo blue trousers and a shirt. Al, why are you here? The trespasser keeps silent and forces his way into the bed, not caring that I'm already inside. It's getting tight. Like, really cramped. Since he's already here, I slide my body to the end of the bed, giving him some room. His body is warm. Did he even take a bath? He faintly smells of alcohol. And I make my thoughts known. You smell of alcohol. Ah, so the smell isn't gone yet, huh? Someone splashed some alcohol on my head. What did you just say? Alfred sighs helplessly. 3 young men from Lay's village threw an end-of-year party at the bar. They were so drunk they started to make passes at the female staff, badmouth other customers, charge on stage to sing as they pleased, and picking fights with other customers who told them off. Utter chaos. Wow, that sucks. Seriously, though. Since they were bothering other customers, the owner's wife told me to bring them back to the village. She added that I could go home straight after that. So I sent them off home and returned here. I see, thank you for your hard work. Yeah, how about you? You're staying at the church today. Yes, because I thought you would stay at the bar and wouldn't be returning to the church today. I should have been able to monopolize this room, but the real owner has returned. Cut short my leisure time, why don't you? Is something wrong about that? Today is my day off, so I'm free from any responsibility. Alfred replies with a vague hum as usual. You brat, listen seriously when people talk. He pulls me closer by the waist, hugging me tightly. Buries his face in my neck. Alfred sniffs it like a dog, his breath tickling me. You smell nice. It's just the soap I brought from the mansion. Ah. I shiver, wet stripes on my neck from where Alfred licked me with his warm tongue. He slides his tongue to my chin, giving it a few licks of its own, and when he gets close enough, he kisses me. A moan escapes my lips. I tug on his blonde hair in an attempt to pull away, but it is all in vain. His kisses come from every possible angle, making breathing a slightly painful endeavor. Ha, J, just sleep a BDNGH. His warm hand slides under my shirt, caressing the skin there. When I look up, his feverish blue eyes bore into mine. I avert my gaze immediately. Stupid, what are you, woe? He strokes my back from top to bottom, and I jolt out of reflex. Ah, no, stop it. Leanne. I said no. Just stow. Go to sleep, already. Alfred stares at me. He heaves a sigh, then returns to his original position. Got it. He looks very dissatisfied, yet he respects my wish. I'm sleepy, and I'm still unsure about what I should do about us. What do I even mean with what to do? Obviously we can't do these kinds of things. He embraces me again, holding me snugly against his chest. Is this okay? Well, if it's only this much, it's okay. I see, Alfred says, joy thick in his voice as he hugs me tighter. His embrace is so tight it's starting to hurt, and I begin to choke. It's painful. Ow. Your stupid strength is just too much. Sorry. He loosens his hold. I take a deep breath, then sigh. Seriously. Alfred grabs the quilt and blanket, pulling them up. It's warm. The woolen blanket is fluffy and comfortable. With my whole body wrapped up and feet warm, I finally relax. I can't handle cold weather, as I'm sensitive to the cold. Like now, my cheeks feel chilly. In a bid for complete warmth, I bury my face between the warm sheets and pillow and Alfred's just as hot body, fitting in perfectly. I'm completely shielded from the cold, and a sense of accomplishment fills me. All right. Alfred's body twitches slightly, then stays still. His warmth and the regular, slightly faster than normal heartbeat are really comfortable. I feel safe, and I relax even more, drowsiness coming back swiftly. I can't help yawning. So sleepy. My consciousness drifts, then slips away. Alfred groans lowly above my head, whispering about torture and whatnot, which I can't understand in my state. He complains some more, but his voice is so far away I can't hear it well. Unable to question him about it, I drift back to sleep.